having another class today. This is the third part of the topic, air. In the first two parts, we have already learned, we have done some experiments, and we have learned the characteristic features or the properties of air. The basic things we have already done. Today we are going to do the composition, what is air made out of, then what is atmosphere and what is different layers of atmosphere. That's our today's part of the air. Now, first we take the topic composition of air. What is air made out of? So, if we take a simple diagram, very simple. Now, this most of the part, this part, here, this whole thing, you can see the maximum volume of this. This is the part of air which is made out of nitrogen gas. This is the nitrogen. Scientifically, when we study, we say 78% of the air is made out of nitrogen. Then here, this part, this is approximately 21%, and this is oxygen. This is oxygen. So 78 and 21, it's 99. And the rest 1%, you will be surprised to know, it is made out of all the different types. It can be carbon dioxide, you must have heard the name, carbon dioxide, water vapor. You remember we did the experiment with ice and the water, the water vapor, we proved that water vapor is present in air. And the rest, impurities, other different gases, impurities, the dust particles, the black smoke, and the other gases. So this is the actual composition air is made out of. First thing we have done, air is a matter, it's a mixture of many gases. What are the main gases of air? Most of the part, it's made out of nitrogen gas, then oxygen gas, and rest carbon dioxide, water vapor, other impurities, the dust particles, smoke, every other thing. Now this composition of air, it's not, because it's a mixture, it's not the same everywhere. Like in our school, in VBS, we have got absolutely pollution-free air. So many plants are there, trees are there. So which one will be more here? We'll have absolutely pure oxygen here and less of the impurities. But same, when you go back to the city, what will happen? It will be full of more of the impurities, more of the carbon dioxide will be there, and less of the oxygen. So it depends from the area to area, little bit, but basically these are the different parts which are, you can say these are the different gases which make the air. Now what are the uses? You know the use of oxygen? Where do we use? Most important thing? Yes, breathing, respiration. Life depends on oxygen, and also it helps in burning. This is also, you have done one experiment that air helps in burning. So use of oxygen is respiration and burning. Use of carbon dioxide, very, very important use. Plants prepare food. That is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which the plants, the green leaves, they prepare food with the help of this carbon dioxide. Now water vapor, it keeps the air moist. It doesn't let it make very dry. So it keeps the atmosphere moist. That's the part. What is the part of oxygen? Oxygen is very much needed in protein formation. So oxygen is also needed in the protein formation, and also it helps when there is too much of air burning, that is, or nitrogen also helps it to subdue it. So this is, each part of the mixture has got its own function. So that is the composition of the air. Air is a matter, we know. Air is a mixture of many gases, we know. What are the gases? Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor mainly, along with the other gases. Uses, what is the advantage? What is the uses of these different parts? Respiration and burning for oxygen. Carbon dioxide, very important, plants prepare food, so it is photosynthesis. Water vapor keeps the atmosphere moist. Nitrogen is needed for protein formation, and this atmospheric nitrogen also, sometimes when it is mixed with in the soil, it goes into the soil during the rain, and then plants take it. They use it for the nitrogen, for the growth. So this is the first part that we have done, composition. Now, we come to the next part, atmosphere. What is atmosphere? All around us we see air. Like this is a room. It's not empty, it's full of air. So we say the sea of air, or sea of air, or the air which is covering the earth fully. That is called the atmosphere. So we use the word atmosphere for, that is the all around the air that is present, and that makes the atmosphere. So now let's take about atmosphere. Now atmosphere is not same. Just above the earth and high above, up on the hills, there is little difference, because near the earth, nearer to the earth's surface, atmosphere, the layer of the air, and higher up, as we go higher up, it becomes gradually little lighter. You know, that's the reason when the people go for higher up for the hills, for the trekking, they carry the oxygen cylinder, because they have so light, the air is lighter there, so less oxygen, people might have breathing problem. So they carry the oxygen cylinder. Now this layer of the atmosphere, how it is formed, what are the different layers, we are going to study now. Let's take a part. Suppose this is the earth. This is the earth. Say about 15 to 18 kilometers above the earth. About 15 to 18 kilometers above the earth. This layer is called, here again you have to learn some spellings. This layer is called the troposphere. Troposphere is the layer of the air or the atmosphere just above the earth. Above this, say about approximately 35 to 38 kilometers, this is called stratosphere. This layer is called the stratosphere. This is the layer, troposphere, where we live. All the winds blow, clouds form, weather changes, that we see all around us every time, weather changes. They all take part in this layer. This is the layer just above us, around us. So we live in this troposphere region. Winds are blowing, clouds are forming. We can see the weather is changing regularly. So it happens here. This is little higher up a stratosphere. Here there is, on the upper side of the troposphere, there is one layer. Very, very important. You must have heard this name, ozone. Ozone layer on the higher side of the stratosphere. This is very important. What does it do? Actually, the rays of the sun, it contains some harmful rays called the UV rays, ultraviolet rays. Ozone, what does it do? It protects us from these UV rays. Some harmful rays from the sun which would have created some damage, but they are absorbed by the ozone layer, they are sent back by the ozone layer, so that because of that layer they cannot reach here, they are stopped here, they cannot reach at this region, and thus they protect us from the UV rays. This is the part where stars shine. This is the part where jets fly. So this is about the stratosphere. Stratosphere. Now above the stratosphere, the layer is called ionosphere. Very little of air. Now gradually the air is becoming thinner and thinner. Very little air here. This is the part where it carries electrically charged particles. You hear the radio, the waves. It's this layer from these electrically charged particles, these waves, they come to the earth and we are able to hear this. And beyond this, this is called exosphere, very thin layer, and above that no air, that's the space. So the atmosphere, the air which makes the atmosphere, is, we can divide it simple way into 4 parts. There's no definite line, there's no demarcation line, but approximately one leads to the other. Troposphere is the layer which directly covering surrounding the earth, and it is this region which is where we are living, where the winds blow, clouds are formed, the weather changes, all the activities here we are protected by this. Beyond this, a layer which is called the stratosphere. This is the region where the stars shine. The jets, they fly, and on the upper side of this layer there is a very important layer called the ozone layer, which protects us from the ultraviolet rays, which doesn't allow the ultraviolet rays of the sun, harmful rays of the sun, to come here. Beyond that, very thin layer of air which is electrically charged, contains electrically charged particles, and beyond that exosphere, thin layer, and then the space, of course you know there is no air in the space. So you have to learn these names: troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. Right? So this is the atmosphere that is surrounding us. Now these layers of atmosphere, what does it do? We say the air is all around us, but actually which layer is exactly all around us? The troposphere. Right? So this much you have to learn the spellings and only basic points, that's all. Now next, with this we finish mostly about the air, the composition, atmosphere and the layers of atmosphere. Now I'll finish up by the tropic air. We have done in 3 parts: first experiments, then properties, then about the composition and atmosphere. I'll give you 2 experiments to do at home. You will do it because you have done how the atmospheric pressure, this atmospheric already you have done, gives pressure which is called the atmospheric pressure. And we have also learned how this atmospheric pressure helps us to do all the work. Without atmospheric pressure, it's very difficult to do some of the work that we're doing every day. Perform 2 experiments and you will write the result of that, and then later on I'll send you the questions. On the WhatsApp, you will get the questions so that you can work out. You don't need book. Whatever the matter you have got through these 3 classes, you can find your answers. And I'll give you a list of the sentences. I call it as I can. It's a check for you. If suppose it says I can understand I can define atmospheric pressure. If you can do it, you put a tick mark. Going through those sentences, if you find that any particular one you are not understanding, either you put it in the comment section or you keep it ready in your copy, keep it in the notebook. We'll do it when you come back, as you wish. So the 2 experiments are, you will take a glass of water, cold drink, milk, whatever it is, and you need 2 straws for this. One you will put inside the water. When you suck it, what happens? Water will come into your mouth. Okay? Now what your experiment is, take another straw and put it outside. But hold the 2 straws together like this and put together in your mouth and suck them. You have to write your observation, you have to think about the reasoning, why it's happening so. One inside the glass, one outside, but both should be sucked together. That's one, experiment number 1. Experiment 2, you will take 2 small sheets of paper like that. You can take 1 sheet and divide it into 2, and you hold them together near your mouth, just like that. Okay? And you will blow in between. Now normally if you are asked when you blow in between, what should we think? Normally what will we think? That it should move out. But what is happening here? Now this you have to reason out. Why, instead of moving out, why these 2 are coming closer together? You have done it. If you think about it or if you go through your experiments and your points, you will get the answer. So let's see who does it first and who are the lucky ones who can get both the answers correctly. Okay? So with these 2 experiments and the questions that I'll send to you, you will complete the chapter of the air. It's a very simple chapter, and I hope you have understood the whole thing and you'll be able to do, and it's interesting for you. Next, when we meet in class, anything about this we'll do.